Alright folks, what is up? This is One Big Bug and I'm coming at you, Euro Truck Simulator 2. We're continuing our long run and our career. Little iffy on the first leg. Was doing well, went mostly well, but had a couple of collisions that fortunately didn't turn out too bad, but did cause a couple % damage to our truck. May have caused damage to the trailer we don't know about, even though it's not showing it. I've noticed sometimes that maybe with the Jazzy Cat mods, the damage doesn't register or something, and you get there and your trailer actually has some damage to it. But maybe not. We may have been lucky. So anyways, we're continuing to haul our ice cream from Germany area down to Africa for whatever reason. Don't question it. They're paying us. So I got some information in the mail today. My medical coverage has kind of been up in the air for whatever reason. Didn't quite make sense to me. Apparently after a while... wipers. That works. My coverage has to change, or it has to be reviewed, and I was very temporarily, I think, without medical coverage, and then I ended up getting the coverage back, but it was something about a drug plan, and I just got that drug plan. It's all so confusing. There was something about that drug plan, and now it's back, and it's saying, like, I don't know if I actually have to, but it's saying that I got to pay a premium of almost $25 a month. $25 a month! I can barely make ends meet as it is now. They want me to pay $25 a month, and some of the co-payments on medicine is insane! $10, $11, $12 per prescription on some things. I could pay Humana, which is the Walmart partnered or Walmart created. God, my steering is like extra sensitive. Either that or I'm just used to being heavy-handed on another game. I don't know. But, yeah, I could pay Humana. I don't know, I seem not to jerk so hard to the right, but to the left is more difficult. Anyways, let me try one more time. As per my custom, apparently, I could pay Humana $1 a month. Yeah? And get better co-payment coverages. And the only drawback to Humana is I have to go to the Walmart pharmacy. A big deal. It's stupid. It's unbelievably stupid. So I'm going to call them up tomorrow and see if I actually have to pay that premium, because I didn't have to pay that premium before. I didn't. I had drug coverage and I didn't have to pay for it. So I shouldn't have to pay for it now. And it's not like I go to the doctors all that often. I probably should go more often than I actually am. But I really don't go all that often. So it feels kind of nuts. I don't know why to the left is so sensitive and to the right isn't. It just is that way. Someday maybe I'll get lucky and get a good racing steering wheel. The Logitech G27 is the good one. Yeah, but that's like 200, 250, maybe even more. I can't afford that. I haven't even afforded my second video card yet, which is half the price. I don't know. It's real frustrating. Maybe I'm just not used to it. It just seems like the truck wants to yank harder. God. See, I have good control to the right, or at least decent control. But to the left, it's so much more difficult. There's a couple things I'd like to check, but I'm not going to do it on camera, which means I'm probably going to forget. Really shut the wipers off. And on. Off. And on. So, I don't know. It's dealing with the government, you know. It's just how it is. Nothing makes sense. Don't lie to me. Oh, that hurt. Any offense right now hurts. Like I said, after this run, I may just shut down the hard economy for a little while so I can recover some cash. I know that it's cheating. But like I said, I really don't want this run to be ruined because I made a simple, silly mistake and had my guy train on the wrong skill for too long. This is a long tunnel. You see the steering wheel wiggling a little bit. I'm trying to test the tension on, on left compared to right, and it feels the same. So I don't know why the truck seems to respond quicker and sharper to this side than does the other. I'm going to go into the settings later if I can remember, and I'll try and recalibrate, because maybe it's just just got a wrong caliber on it after a while. Who knows? This is a long tunnel. Finally. Why did you need to slow down to change lanes, dude? That was just wrong. And of course, as always with the rain, messes with my frame rate. I got the rain, I got the rain where I like it, so it rains about 30% of the time. But for recording purposes, that's too high. It really is. I don't want to shut it off, but I'm pretty sure I will turn it down. Last episode felt longer than it actually was. When I was done rendering it, it only came out to about a little over 30 minutes. I thought I had done at least 40, 45. I guess not. Still, this would be a nice drive any other way. It really would. See, I don't think there was any reason for my frame rate to be that low. I think for some reason it catches low and then just doesn't recover. I've had that problem on a few games. I say maybe, well, I didn't say, I'm thinking now maybe we can get some cruise time in, but I really got to be careful. Speed cameras for one. And, well, the rain itself I can't see very well. Whoa, I didn't realize I was up to 119. I do that a lot too. I get up ahead of steam and I don't pay attention to how much steam I actually have. And the next thing I know, I'm like roaring along, especially if it's like a downhill, kind of like we have here. Oh, it stopped raining. Cool. I forgot to switch my high beams. I meant to do that before I started. Of course, no surprise there either. This is looking kind of towny. Gotta be careful through here. Although this, I've seen this this layout a couple times. I think it's used in various areas, and I'm pretty sure that the speed limit through here is actually pretty fast, like 120. I'm actually hoping I don't have to fuel up until I get into Africa, which I don't think I will, because Africa is the place you want to fuel. I think I've mentioned it before. You know, Africa is the place where you want to put fuel, because it's insanely cheap. Pennies to the liter. Pennies. Losing too much momentum. Although sadly we are heading into the night again, so we're up for another night drive. We had some daytime driving, but the rain made it a little fairly darker. Hang on one sec here. I gotta put on my gaming glasses because the lights overhead are bothering me a little bit. And these help, I'm cleaning them, they're a little dusty. And these help them, these help filter out some of the light so it doesn't bother me quite as much. They're gunner glasses. My wife got them for me a couple years back, I believe. And they've been holding up very well. Although slightly tight on my fat head, and it's still like them. Oh, hey, look. Toll booth. I was wondering how long before one of these came around and ruined my fun. Actually, I can't even remember. We're going to find out in a second here if this is where we're paying for being on the toll road, or yeah, we're paying for being on the toll road. Although I don't remember paying, to be honest. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You little... Although, to be honest, that's about the reality of the world today. Cars, a lot of cars out there, even today, you think this would be something of the past, and it's not. Have a blatant disregard for big rigs and what it takes for them to stop or even slow down. even before I got my CDL, back when there, I had a lot of respect for big trucks and other, big vehicles, rigs, buses and whatnot. I'd let them back out. I'd give them wide berths. I wouldn't tailgate them. If I was in front of them in traffic, I'd try not, I'd try and pay more attention, not just because they're behind me and scary, but, anything's possible. The driver could get distracted by something. No matter how good a driver is, anything can go wrong. So it helps to not make sudden, stops and whatnot when dealing with a rig behind you. All kinds of things that you can do to make a trucker's life, in any vehicle for that matter, any large vehicle for that matter, easier, I got my CDL and started driving a Class B coach and even school bus. My appreciation for the difficulties only heightened as I dealt with cars cutting me off. I dealt with, a merge coming up in cars. Oh, I don't want to be behind the bus. And so they absolutely refuse to let you move over. I even dealt with one time having to, and I suppose lucky I didn't get in trouble. I'm pretty sure the protocol is, although I'm not 100% sure, coming along in a big truck, much like a car, or in my case a bus, a coach. I was coming along in a fully loaded coach, about 40 people out of 45, I believe, somewhere around there, and was coming up to this light, and the light had just turned green. And I'm fairly familiar with this light. I've driven through it plenty of times. I know its timing. I know how long it takes. So I felt like I had plenty of time to make it through the light. That was my mistake. Never take anything like that for granted while driving a Class B or higher vehicle, or any vehicle for that matter, but more so on a commercial vehicle. For whatever reason, the light changed way early. And I looked, and two things went through my head immediately. Number one, I don't have enough space to stop. If I was empty, despite the fact that I was lighter, I might have stopped in time. They say sometimes, heavier bus can stop better, but that's not always true. This is stop better because you got, more weight bearing down, and I don't know how it works. But I've heard people say that. I don't agree. I believe that when I've run empty, I've stopped much better. So I felt like if I was empty, I'd have stopped in time. I might have been able to. But because I was fully laden, not just with passengers, but with luggage underneath, there was no way. There was absolutely no way I was going to stop in time. I had the full momentum going about... The speed limit was 45. I was probably doing around 47 because I was on a bit of a downhill. And the other thing that went through my head is there is also no way I'm going to make that light before it turns red. Now, I'm worried about my passengers. I got executives with me, business executives. Not like really high ups, but managers and maybe some district managers and whatnot. Some people who tend to be a little more critical of when you make mistakes. And there was nothing I could do. I knew I was going through that light. I didn't see any cars, but I was still, anything can happen. So I did the only thing I could do. As far as I know, and this may have changed since, or may have never been, and I don't know where the hell I learned it, and I'm just crazy. As far as I know, the protocol would be to sound your horn, let people, draw attention to yourself that you're not stopping or slowing down. People hear the air horn, hopefully they look, they see you're not going to stop, and they don't proceed through the intersection. So that's what I did. And I explained to the guys in the bus, because they actually laughed it off, and I got lucky there, to be honest. They laughed it off, and they had a smile, and they're making jokes about making an executive decision and whatnot. And I just laughed with them, and I apologized. I said, I'm sorry. I said, normally I wouldn't do something like that, but I had too much momentum and too much weight, and there was no way I was going to stop in time. So I had to do the only thing I felt that I could do, which was to proceed through the light and warn people that I can't stop. In the end, it worked out. So I was relatively happy. If we're lucky today on this run, if we're lucky, we'll make it to our the first ferry. This is kind of my hope. It's what I really, really, really want to do. I want to make it to the first ferry, and then make it to the second ferry. Because ferries I use as cutoff points, rest stops and ferries. The problem is, if I end up hitting a rest stop in too close proximity to the ferry, then, well, that could just screw up my video timing. So I got to judge, because we're already kind of getting a little high on the stamina bar already, and I don't quite understand why the stamina bar goes up as quickly as it does. I don't feel like I've put that many miles, or in this case kilometers, behind us. Oh, but we should be able to make the ferry. We gotta swap highway, pay a toll, clear running to the end toll. We might be able to make this. It's hard to say, because it seems like the stamina meter has changed from the last time I played, and that it feels much faster. That's just what it feels like to me. Oh, come on! I didn't see any speed camera. Great, I'm down 1,000. I'm down 1,000 already. I don't remember if I got pinged for any of those accidents. I don't think I did, but I might have. Yeah, I'm definitely going to shut down the hard economy when this is done, if I don't see at least 60,000 over there. And I don't think I will, to be honest. Now see, we paid $21 there. I don't remember stopping at another toll booth and getting my ticket for the road, so I'm not quite sure what's going on. Again, like I said, it could just be me, because I know we got another toll booth not far up from here. Actually, I don't know if we're gonna make it. If we don't, I'm most likely to just push on to the ferry. Like, I'll stop at a rest stop and then I'll continue on to the ferry. For fuck's sake, I'm killing myself. 1500 now. I don't know why I'm not seeing them today. I'm usually better at spotting them now. I know I had a hard time when I first started, but this is just ridiculous. I shouldn't be having this much trouble seeing speed cameras. Here comes our next toll booth. Really don't think. Zoom in. Zoom. We get rest up. And then nothing till the end. Nothing I can do for it. See, the problem is if I rest again, then I go on the ferry, that's a lot of time wasted. That's a hell of a lot of time wasted. And I can still see a little gray on the upper bedpost. I've got to try. I've got to try. Just please, no more speed cameras between here and there. I'd greatly appreciate that. Just let me roll up to speed. Because I honestly feel like I can do this. It's almost all straight away. Lock it in at 110 and hope for the best. I will say that we've put in a fair amount of distance overall, I think. If I can stay in the road. I got an hour and 53 minutes game time. It doesn't give me the full distance though. That's a little irksome, to be honest. But I didn't realize I still had like two full game hours. So yeah, I'm pretty sure we're gonna be okay in making this run. It'd be nice if vehicles would stop coming the other way at 2 o'clock in the morning. So one comes up behind me. Typical! And then we're gaining on another. Yeah. Overcorrecting again. Come on, baby. I haven't treated you the best, but I haven't treated you poorly either. You can do this. Severe downhill? I saw the gradient sign. Yep, there's the yawn, meaning I'm at about an hour now. Yep, hour 18. Ah, but there's the exit already. We're in good shape. We are in good shape. No, actually, I think I'm supposed to stay in this lane. Hey, frame rate. What are you doing? Like, sometimes the game will load in, or will just catch on something, and just won't recover. And the only way to recover it is to turn the recording off and turn it back on again. Now I remember the game I used to have that issue with was League of Legends. When I'd very first load into League of Legends, the first time I loaded into League of Legends, I was always running at like 30 frames or even lower. And I'd have to shut fraps off and turn it back on, and then my frame rate would be fine. Yeah, yawn. We're here. We're down 1,500 euros. So we need our driver to chime in and cover that. The whole point of him is to cover part of the loan, not cover up my fuck-ups. Pardon me for... I try not to swear as much because I realize that, not everyone that watches me is an adult, I guess. So... What the heck's with the purple? I don't know I've ever seen a purple symbol before. At least we didn't hit anyone. I suppose despite it costing more in the ticket, I'd rather get a speeding ticket than ram into something. That's not what I meant! Yep. Yep, I'm screwing this run up in the worst way. In the worst way. I am screwing this run up. Yeah, we are going to definitely be switching the economy so I can recover in a couple runs. Maybe even just one run if we're lucky. I mean, I'm not really mad at the game for giving me speeding tickets. It's my own stupid fault for not, paying attention to where I am and to speed cameras and all that. So I'm deserving what I'm getting. Just the way I feel. I don't want this run to mess up. I wouldn't be so opposed to it if it hasn't already messed up once. Messed up once because when I upgraded Truck Sim Map that time, the game just refused to run after that. All my files were corrupted, and I'm glad it didn't happen this time, or I really would have been PO'd. Yeah, we made it. even if it was just, we're going to here. I'm not going to try and pronounce that. Alright. Well, not doing so hot, am I? First part of the run, 2 accidents. Second part of the run, 4 speeding tickets. If I had a real CDL right now still, I'd have had it revoked at this point. If not sooner. Oh. Good thing it's only a game. But it's still important to me. Ah, well. Hopefully now that we're out of that area and we're on to Italy and then we're moving on to Africa, things will go better. We can hope. But until then, that's going to be me done for this episode. I hope you folks have enjoyed watching this as much as I've enjoyed bringing it to you. Until next time, this is going to be One Big Bugger. I am going to be signing out, and I'll see you then.